great sample. Okay, so I'm definitely going to use that. I like it a lot, but I do want to chop it up a little bit. I want to chop it up because if you listen to it, the sample goes down, 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 down. So the down, 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 down comes in on a 2, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Dun, 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 dun. I want that dun, 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 to come in on the 3, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Dun, 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 dun. 1, 2, 3. So this sounds like a pretty mono sample, and I wanted it to have a little bit more stereo with character to it. So when the horns played, I wanted them to be a little bit to the left. When the piano played, I wanted it to be a little bit to the right. And then when the guitar plays, it's right down the middle. So what I did was I duplicated the sample, and when the guitar plays, they both play. When the piano plays, I muted the left channel, so it just plays in the right. And then vice versa. When the horns play, I muted the right channel, so it only plays on the left. You'll see in a second. So check that out. That's what I did. It looks like this. And I'll give it a play. So the reasoning behind that is I'm kind of thinking for the future. I'm thinking, you know, what's this going to sound like if a potential artist gets on this beat? Most likely the vocal is going to be mixed right down the middle. So my idea was, you know, I want to kind of treat this sample like it's kind of giving that vocal a hug, you know? So the horns is kind of that left arm, the piano is the right arm, and we're just kind of giving the vocal a little bit of a squeeze, and it kind of just sits nice in like that pocket. The intro is just a sample, but it sounds a little different. This is how it sounds. So it's got some reverb on it. It sounds a little far away. So I did some binaural pan action. I have it in the plane mode. Kind of just pushed it to the back, made it a little narrow. I think slightly to the right, just to give it a cool space. And another cool way to make things sound like they're far away is to actually record it, play it out of your speakers, and record it being played in your room. You gotta be careful because then you can get some nasty feedback if like your gain's too high. But that's actually what I did for this, and it came out pretty cool.
A little bit of drum time, huh?
So based on this sample, I just wanted to be like that drag kind of jazz drum. How attractive is this? So in the first half, it's kind of buh, buh, buh. And then the second half, it's buh, buh, buh. First thing I thought of too when I heard the, probably even before the drums, when I heard the sample was I want that double bass or just like that, that jazz upright bass. I'm using Expand 2, and it's just following the kick. So I rolled off until like 40 because I want the bass to drive this low end. Ducked down a little bit of what I felt was a little too boomy. Boosted at the main thump. Maybe a little bit of a presence click up there. I took out some nasty resonance that I heard in the sample. So this is the EQ that I'm using mainly for the bass. This is Logic's stock vintage tube EQ. It's based after the Pultec series. It's actually pretty crazy looking because I'm boosting fairly high at a pretty low subby frequency because I really want this bass to be that driving low end force for this track. And what I'm doing, it's a pretty common thing with these EQs, you boost a good amount and then you cut around like maybe half of what you boost, and it just gives like a nice like give and take type of sound. Here I'm boosting at around 4K. That's just to kind of bring out that finger picking of the bass. Nothing too crazy with the snare. I actually layered it. There's like 2. Can't really tell. I have the snare sound. This makes it very big. Now I have some hats on my right, and then I have shakers on my left. They're not 1, 2, 3, 4. They're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And they got the drag to it. And then on beats 2 and 4, I just have a little shaker in the right. I can't make a jazzy beat without some brushes, so I recorded some brushes. So everything's going. and I'm just picturing a vocal, but not yet. You're into the beat. This is like the intro. Rocking with an intro. And verse 1. Scott bop, skibidi bop, bop beep bop. I definitely know how to rap, but this is what I'm thinking in my head of how it's gonna sound. I love vocal samples so much, like just like a little punch of something, like you barely even understand what it is. I just think they add such a good energy and like they bring like an attitude to the track. So I think one should go like here. So I don't know what to do. I'm gonna just scream "Get Louder" into a mic. This is like it's like a chill beat, but I hope whoever gets on here brings some heat. And I think "Get Louder" is a cool thing to say. You just, get loud. I don't know. Let's see. Get loud. So this, I'm just rolling off the low end, rolling off a little bit of the high end. I'm slamming this with compression. Here I'm just turning down the format a little bit, and I'm turning up the drive knob just to give it some nice distortion. This is before. Get loud! After. Get loud! This one really makes me sound like a monster. This is Logic's clip distortion. I have it set to a preset mid-range drive, and I just messed around with the low-pass filter a little bit. It sounds like this. Get loud! It adds a lot of low end to that for some reason. Maybe it's a setting that I missed, but then I just took another EQ and I just did a little bit more EQing. I rolled off a lot of low end here, so that gets rid of the boom. I soft clipped it a little bit, put some reverb on it, and then I put the delay. I don't want to overproduce this. I think it's simple, but it's good. It doesn't need to be crazy. I'm trying to learn that all the time. I'm trying to drill that into my head that like you don't need to add a million trillion layers. If it feels good, if it sounds good, leave it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this.
That sounds good, Red.